Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. It's in the 11 a.m. hour. So the show is authors and artists. Actually, it's authors, artists, people who do cool and creative things. All day long, we're going to have shows. So we're going to have our business show, we're going to have our real estate show, and we're going to have a new show called Tower Talk will be coming up in around 4 p.m. So stay tuned all day long. What we do here is we celebrate what's good about Fresno, what's good about the Valley, what's good about the state of California or the country or the world. We just want to find cool people doing cool things and bring them to you. Our next guest is an author, James Bass. Welcome, James.
Welcome.
Now,
Thank you.
You're from the Fresno area?
I am, yes.
Yeah. The way I tell that is he's here. Most of our guests come in through Zoom, and we love Fresno authors. And you had an interesting book. I'm going to put up the cover to tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, yes. In Love with My Five Wives. It's an autobiography documenting my wife's journey and a struggle with her mental health. And it also documents everything I did to help her recover and put her on the road to recovery.
Okay. And it wasn't easy.
No, not at all.
But you stuck with it.
Yes, I did.
Is that going to be the tale, that we take out of this? That
absolutely.
You stick with it. You don't.
Absolutely.
I always say this: you don't throw people away.
No.
Especially if they're ill.
Correct.
And that's what mental illness is. It's just like a bad, another thing that people catch and have and work through, and that we got to be real careful about just discarding people because they're inconvenient.
Absolutely, yes. The book, as a matter of fact, it's 31 chapters, 31 years we'll celebrate this year of being together.
Now, you had some struggles, too, of your own
yes,
during this period.
very much so, yes.
And
yes.
Can you give us any examples out of the book that we will see?
Yes, the book starts with me at age 4, and it journeys throughout my childhood and my struggle with my mental illness, which was a result of childhood abuse and childhood traumatic events, and how that followed me into my adult life, how it affected my relationship with my family, how it affected my relationship with my wife when we met, and then ultimately us together.
Right. Struggling together.
Yes.
Now, other people are living through this at different levels and degrees, some at extreme degrees and some to small degrees. Will people who are struggling through this find this inspirational or helpful?
Absolutely.
We hope
yeah,
so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, the book I detail our struggle, how we got through it, how we were able to identify the symptoms and the triggers for those symptoms, where we went in town to get help, and things of that nature. So yeah, it's a lot of information.
Yeah. Is recognizing it a big part of it? Finding the triggers a big part of it?
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of self-reflection.
If you're going to get through it, you got to get through those parts.
You have to identify where it started from.
I've been telling authors this lately. It seems almost programmed into books that there's a little bit in every book that makes me cry a little bit. Are we going to come up across that in this book?
100%.
100%.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to get it. I'm going to gift it also.
Thank you.
For our viewers, don't buy one book. Buy 5 books or 10 books. I always have to go to somebody's house. I want to take a host gift or give my parents who have everything in the world. I have to give them a gift. So buy a couple books and have them on hand, and when you go, you can give it away. But I know a few people who I'm going to give this to right away.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, are you? Where do you get this book?
It's currently available on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up there. You
Yes.
said something about you growing up. I'm going to ask you something about that in a few minutes. But here's the book. Now, it came out #1 in a lot of categories.
It did.
Do you remember some of them off the top of your head?
Yes, I do. It was #1 in medicine and psychology, medical mental illness, #1 in marriage, dissociative disorders, and the schizophrenia disorder.
Came out on top in all those areas.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it did.
I think the title might be what gets. I mean, a lot of these books are academic sounding. At the time, my 5 wives. Well, we know does not have 5 wives.
Correct.
Your wife and 5 persons.
You're correct.
Presenting
correct.
herself in 5 ways. You mentioned something about growing up, and I noticed there's another book out there by you, James Bass, by the way, Fried Chicken and Chorizo.
Correct.
Did I say it right? Chorizo?
Yes, it is. Chorizo, yes.
Chorizo. And this is, you talked about growing up, and this is a book about that.
It is. It is. This book details the unconditional love and support I received from my grandmother as a child, who was aware of some of the things that I was going through at home. So she just smothered me with a lot of extra love and support.
A lot of people don't really think about unconditional love, that they can give that.
Yes.
We're all a little selfish, and until you really get your head around what unconditional love is, you can't start giving it out. So
Correct.
you got to want to do that. So with
Absolutely.
your children or your cousins or a friend next door or anything like that. So what are we going to find in this book? Is there talk of food in the book?
No, actually, the title is a play on the cultural aspect of my upbringing. My mother being Mexican American and my father being African American. I had the best of both worlds.
I get fried chicken and
fried
chorizo.
chicken and chorizo, yes.
Okay. And is a book about your life or about your grandmother, or
Our life together.
Okay.
Our life together, yes.
did she raise you?
She did.
Yeah.
She did. She was played a big role in my childhood.
Very good.
Absolutely.
And again, now you're from Fresno your whole life,
Yes.
and if we read these books, will we see Fresno in the books?
There is a mention of a few places here in Fresno, correct, and In Love with My Five Wives, doctors that I thank here in town, different clinics where my wife was able to receive the medical care that helped her, get through her journey. There's a page dedicated in the book to those doctors and those facilities here in Fresno.
I can tell by both book covers and reading little bits about the books that they're well thought out, well presented, and they're going to be, both will be very inspirational, which I love.
Thank you.
We're out of time, James. Anything else you want our viewers to know?
No, I just thank you for the support.
Well,
It means
thank
a
you
lot.
for sharing your story. I mean, it's not always easy to share, but I hope your story helps someone else.
I hope so too.
We will be back with more Central Valley Talk. I'm going to leave this book up here for a few minutes, and you guys make sure you copy it down. If you don't, call me here at Central Valley Talk. I'll help you find it. We'll be back with more authors right after this.